What's going on, everybody? LK here. If you pay attention to Guilty Gear Strive, TSM Leffen won EVO, and there was a lot of drama around this for two big reasons. One was the character he was playing, Happy Chaos, and this character is not very popular in the Guilty Gear Strive community, to put it lightly. But the other big reason is because he is not traditionally known as a fighting game player. Despite playing many fighting games over his career, he's mainly known for being a top Super Smash Bros. Melee player. And if you've been following Guilty Gear at all, it's not even the first time he technically won EVO, because he won the regional EVO that we had in 2021, where they split Guilty Gear into the USA region, the South America region, the Asia region, and the EU region. So Leffen won that as well, which brought up a lot of back and forth between Melee players being like Smash players are the best fighting game players, period, and then other fighting game players being like, this game has to be bad if a Smash player is winning it. However, there's a recurring pattern of Smash players moving to more traditional fighting games and performing well. Leffen's not the only one. There are players like GSM Void, who's known for literally being the best video game player on the planet right now after the Ludwig thing a couple months ago. There's Riddles, who's also playing Street Fighter 6. There's the Killstage, who used to play Smash 4. And I mean, hell, I started in Super Smash Bros. Melee. The first competitive fighting game I played was a platform fighter, Super Smash Bros. Melee, before I switched to Melty Blood later when Brawl came out. So what gives? Why are there so many examples of this thing happening? I decided a couple months ago to just think about it every once in a while, and I came up with a couple of things that I think are the main reasons you see people go from Smash to fighting games, but not really go the other way, go from fighting games to Smash. So in my opinion, there are three big reasons why you see this happen so much. So first is age, actually. So when I started playing traditional fighting games, I still think of myself this way too, despite hadn't played so long. I was like the kid. I was like the youngest person. I was from Smash. I was like 18, where fighting game players tend to be a little bit older. Why does the age thing matter? When you're younger, you just have more time to play. When you're older, you don't have a lot of time to play. And you might be like, okay, that applies to all games. But the important thing we're talking about here is switching between games. So when you don't have a lot of time to play, you don't have a lot of time to allocate your time to playing other games. You probably only have time to play one game. When you're young, you can try like whatever. You have time to just try whatever you want. I see this reflected in myself, kind of. Starting around Guilty Gear Exert, I made a decision to stop playing multiple fighting games at the same time. I used to enter like 3, sometimes 4 tournaments at like major tournaments, and what I would do is I would have a main game I was focusing on, and then games I would play before, I would kind of just keep up. I'd kind of just make sure I stayed the same-ish level, not really try to get better. But eventually, the games got so competitive that I felt like, at least, there was not enough time to spend on improving. I wanted to spend that time I was maintaining my side games on improving in my main game. And Guilty Gear Exert it took a lot of effort for me to just get used to the game, because I'm trying to catch up, because it's based off XX, right? So I'm trying to catch up with everybody. I'm playing a character that everyone knows how to fight, Milia. So I decided to just stop doing that, because I was also working like an office job at the time. So I had my like 9 to 10 hour day job, and then I would come home and I would play Guilty Gear. And then some days I would spend time playing like Blaze Blue or Persona also, while Guilty Gear was the main game. Eventually I just cut that. So that's way easier when you have a ton of time than when you don't. But I don't think it's as important as big reason number 2. So big reason number 2 is a discussion about established games. So if you know me, I've talked about this a little bit before, like on streams and stuff. Smash is what we called an established fighting game, right? So what I mean is the 2 main Smash games that people play in tournaments right now. One is Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube Smile, and the other one is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for Nintendo Switch. At this point, Ultimate is not a new game, so it's it's been out since 2018. I don't know how long they've been on this patch, probably a couple of years they've been on this patch with Minecraft Steve. And of course, Melee famously basically has never been patched, besides the EU version is technically the patched version of the game, and that game came out in 2001. So they've been playing the same game for a very long time. A fighting game player going to Smash has a much more uphill battle than a Smash player going to a new fighting game. For example, let's say I made a fighting game called Rage Red Smile. Okay, it would be much easier for someone not only who plays Smash, but someone who plays Street Fighter, someone who plays, I don't know, Big Buck Hunter to go to this new game, Rage Red, than to pick up the sticks and hop on Slippy with Fox in 2023, right? This takes us back to my problem with Exerd. So when I picked up Exerd, one of my biggest challenges was that since it's so similar to Guilty Gear XX, I had to spend like a year of catch-up learning all the stuff that people already knew about the characters that have existed in Guilty Gear at the time. If you go to Melee, you'd have to learn around like, it depends on how many characters you think are viable, but between like 11 and 14 matchups you'd have to catch up on, but it's like a long time of those matchups being played. If you try playing Ultimate, that game has like 84 characters, and people who mained the game have problems knowing all the matchups. So imagine trying to catch up in that game right now, despite that game not being out as long as Melee. So basically, new fighting games come out all the time, so it's easier to hop in at the beginning of something and start off strong than to hop into something where the meta's already been developing for a long time. This third thing might be a little bit spicy depending on who you talk to, but in my opinion, it's motivation. In my opinion, right now, there's more motivation to try to become a top traditional fighting game player than to become a top Smash player. So top Smash players are very popular, right? Like the top Melee players, like the old Five Gods and stuff, they all have like a couple 100,000 on Twitter. They all have like large live streams and stuff like this. You get a lot of clout, a lot of opportunities, but becoming a top Smash player is a very long road. Again, you have a huge mountain to climb because these two games are very, very, very established. And the thing is, a lot of these accolades are grassroots driven, right? Like a lot of the biggest Smash tournaments are all grassroots tournaments. It's very, very easy right now to find all sorts of news, videos, articles, and tweets about Nintendo being less than enthusiastic about the community running events, right? But on the other hand, in traditional fighters, even traditional fighters are considered kind of niche. Like, for example, I'm from Melty Blood, right? So Melty Blood type Lumina had a tour that was ran by the company that makes it, French Bread. Many fighting games have tours right now run by the developers or something that goes in hand with Sony or another company. So there's a lot of opportunities to pick up a relatively new game with not a long established meta that also has some type of tour, either like a national tour or a world tour, or at least it'll be at Evo like once or twice. And you can start pretty early in the game, so you don't have that much catching up to do, or you can start before the game comes out because some of these games have betas, so you can start a little bit early. You can grow with the game and you have a chance to be a top player in that game. And you could have this chance once every year or so, because new fighting games come out quite often, where new Smash games do not come out very often. Smash games come out like once every 6 or 7 years or something like that. There's way more motivation to try to become a top fighting game player because you can go for world tours and things like that than a top Smash player, which has really, really, really huge payoffs, but you would not see it for like a very long time. But yeah, let me know what you think. Every time this discussion comes up, I kind of always have roped into it because of starting from Smash, but I thought it was actually pretty interesting. You know, the only example I could find of people going like truly the other way, because for example, when Melee came back in 2013, I entered a few tournaments like for fun, you know, but I didn't go like full hard back to playing Smash. I decided to just stick with like Arxis fighters and things. I just found them fun at the time. There was that spat Zero versus Sonic Fox where Sonic Fox was like, I'm gonna beat Zero in Smash 4, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if they ever ended up playing. I tried to like find what happened with that, but that's like the only thing I could find recently of a like top fighting game player trying to play Smash. That's Smash 4, so that's quite a while ago, I want to say. But yeah, let me know how you guys are feeling about this. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it. If you like this video, I learned some new tech. If you like this video, watch another video. Apparently YouTube really likes that, so do that. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Peace out.